subsidize patient to purchase the devices of communication. By doing so, he showed his value of life. To accept the tracheostomy or not, perhaps there will be some differences between patients and family. If patients are young, with clear conscience and a good support system, and have good relation with their family, they should accept the tracheostomy to live. But sometimes patients don't think in the same way. Even they accept the tracheostomy, they can recover from the illness, so accept it or not will be a tangled issue. There was a patient in his 50s. He knew that the illness was irreversible. The only chance to live is to accept the tracheostomy. He knew the process would be so difficult. He didn't want to accept the tracheostomy. He had a wonderful relationship with his family. He still had a father in 80s. If he told his father that he didn't want to accept the tracheostomy, how could he declare such a decision to his father? It was a difficult problem. Most of all, who was the one to declare the decision, and they would feel patients suffering during the period again and again. Especially when he encountered the dyspnea shuttle between hospital and home, his father understood that his life wasn't easy at all. That was a torture. So the family made a decision to respect his son's thought. They chose the hospice care. With the support from his family, any decision would be expression of love. Besides, there was the other patient, Bao Xiahe. We usually call her Bao Jie. After being diagnosed a MND patient, Bao Jie attended some lectures regarding hospice care for many times. After this lecture, she made up her mind. She knew that her illness was irreversible, so she signed the consent of hospice care. Her family respected her decision at the same time. She started to plan her remaining days. In the past, Bao Jie and her husband were busy at their individual lives, but when it comes to the illness, they prepared to cope with it. In the same time, they planned how to spend the remaining day with meanings. Was there still dreams not fulfilled yet? So they started to arrange their travel itineraries to the place they haven't been there, to do the things together they haven't done before. For example, her husband had never had a walk and went shopping with Bao Jie before, but now they have common goals. They do everything together. Besides starting on journey, they concern other MND patients by sharing the life experience of facing the illness. Encourage patients to make good use of their days. Yue Gulin insisted that she can live blank in her life. She is a role model for patients. After the illness attacked her, under the courage from her daughter, she devoted herself into painting. Her works have been collected by enterprises, received much recognition from all sectors of life. Yue Gu set her life on fire extremely. In November 2017, she published a book for sharing her life story. Yue Gu is so strong, she rehabilitates every day. Even her middle finger are the only part to move free. She keeps the remaining function of her body. Under the assistance from her caregiver, she uses the mouse of computer hard, trying to interact with outside world. Though she always put a smile face on herself, showing the glory of positive energy. Perhaps you will never know that she rejected the tracheostomy long time ago. Now, the hospice care group of TMU near her home visit her every period of time. It can save her a lot of trouble. If you feel uncomfortable, I can give you some medicine to make you feel better. Every time we visit her, the fundamental thing is to care her body. The assessment of her body is fundamental. Besides, we also teach the foreign maid some caring skills. Yue Gu likes to work on computer 5 to 6 hours long, so we will emphasize the evaluation of her blood circulation. She can move herself, her limbs lying like this, she will feel soreness. We hope that by doing some massage like this will ease her soreness and improve the edema. That is what we're supposed to do.
What did she say? You gained some weight, did I? 2 kilograms. Yes, it was good for you. Taking our hospital as an example, there are 3 channels we intake the cases. One is patients transferred from other wards. Patients receive hospice and palliative care in the original ward. There is one of 3 channels. The other is patients come from the outpatient clinic. If they meet the criteria for hospice and palliative care, we will take those cases. Another channel is patients come from the emergency department. Patients are usually in critical conditions. We will take those cases too, and the consultation of doctors will go on in the same time.
It is too difficult for her. I'm afraid that Molly will be too tired.
In clinical theory or medical practice, in the beginning when a major disease diagnosis is made, there need to be a supportive system to concern patient and their family, provide the information and help what they may need. It is so in line with humanity and is so necessary. There should not be any time limit. To these patients, what makes them suffer are the obstacles due to the illness and the mental health problems of the unpredictable process between patients and their family. For example, if there is a different opinion between the family, it will cause tense relationship and sorrow between the family. We need to coordinate, make them come to a consensus. Most important of all, when the illness threatens the patient's life, in the end period, patients will feel fear certainly. Even the cases are not at the end, only being diagnosed as MND patients. It will make them feel fear and dread. It is so obvious. To such a matter, it is worthy much assistance for them instead of letting them alone to bear this invisible pressure and pain.
Yue Gu will have afternoon tea with other patients. She gets ready to go out happily. It is a real opportunity to get reunion, except sharing their moods and something interesting. The most important topic is often to accept the tracheostomy or not. Some patients have accepted the tracheostomy, facing some difficulties indeed. He doesn't want to accept the tracheostomy due to a little bit of fear. I can bear that his life is over gradually if he doesn't want to accept the tracheostomy.
It has been over 10 years. She has been in suffer enough. If the tracheostomy just make her breathe much air for a short time, there is no significance to her meaning of life. Only if the tracheostomy will make her fight the illness to gain some time, wait for the medical technology in the future, then it will be worthy to risk for that.
Talking about the efforts and the public opinion to our association, we can say that it made progress on the promotion of hospice care very much. There are less and less thoughtless cases like me. Someone accepts the tracheostomy just because to soothe patients' throats. We accepted the tracheostomy in a rush to strive for the chance to live. In fact, because of more and more medical information and the social workers in our association, which make it possible for patients and their family to make a thoughtful decision together. One sentence I want to emphasize is, if you have thought about the details of the tracheostomy, don't be regret. If all of you are thoughtful enough, just do it. I think it's a fundamental thing.